So welcome to my YouTube channel. That's what we call The Good Life. Today I'm going to be putting together a raised bed. In fact, I've got two raised beds to put together, which I've got from a really great company called Vegega. So there we go. We're going to be going from in the box to them looking like that. I'm going to be filling them up and I'm going to be giving you some more detail about raised beds. There'll also be a competition at the end, and you can win a raised bed for yourself. Now, if you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, so you'll get loads of useful hints and tips all throughout the year from my allotment, my home garden, and from time to time my home kitchen. Now, first of all, how we put the raised bed together is the really important thing, of course. Now you get an instruction manual which helps you put them together. It's really simple. We put ours together in about 10 or 15 minutes, so it took no time whatsoever. So first of all, you've got an instruction booklet here which tells you everything you need to do. It gives you all the equipment that you need to be able to put it together. So first of all, you remove all the plastic films that are on both sides of the panels, because on the sides of these panels you've got plastic film. So you lay in the desired configuration on ground level and be really mindful not to scratch the paint if you lay it on any rough surfaces. You assemble all the straight panels first if you've got straight panels. We didn't have any straight panels, but if you've got straight panels, you do them first with the bolts, washers and nuts, using the hand wrench to tighten it as you do it. So you attach the corner panels on the outside of the straight panels and tighten all the nuts really carefully. So put protective rubber edging around the top of the bed and push it down to make it safe to handle on top. And it's really important that you wear some gloves, which they supply, believe it or not, so that you don't hurt yourself. So they really do supply absolutely everything that you need. There will be a link in the description if you wish to purchase some raised beds from Vegega. The link will be in the description, and it will also be there to my left as well, and you can click on that. There will be a code, so you can get a discount as well. And the code should be integrated into the link, but if it isn't, we will put the code separately as well in the description. So you not only get a fantastic product, but you also get an awesome discount too. So both beds have been put together, and I've got to say, for someone who isn't very good at things like this, it is really incredibly easy to do. Now all we've got to do is actually set our beds up and fill them up and start planting them. So I'm going to go through how I'm doing mine and give you some ideas on how you can do it. One thing we are doing is putting some cardboard down to try and suppress the weeds. I'll take my gloves off now because I've finished putting this together. I've laid lots of cardboard down that I've been saving. Don't forget to take off any sellotape that's on there because it won't compost down. So any sellotape, anything plasticky, or if you've got any metal staples or anything like that, you know, take those out. I don't worry about these labels because they're not plastic, they are paper. So I'm basically just laying them all down to stop the weeds. So it just gives me a little bit of a head start. The weeds will still grow. You're not going to not get weeds in your raised bed, but it just helps to make it not quite so bad, especially when you initially start off. I haven't got quite enough cardboard, so I've got some of this. It's kind of like an eco packaging that composts down. So I'm going to be laying some of this down too, and I will be putting some bark around it to help the weeds in and around the outside. So let's just lay this bit of cardboard down. That there, and then I'm just going to lay some of this in and around the bed to help with the suppression of weeds before I start filling it. Now, the reason a lot of people do raised beds is there's a number of reasons. They do actually look quite nice, but that's purely cosmetic. For people that don't want a garden that looks a little bit more pleasing to the eye. One of the other reasons is if you've got mobility issues, you don't have to bend over quite so much. It's a lot easier to have these no dig if you want them. And if you're trying to grow something specialist in there, myself, I want to put blueberries in one of them. The soil I've got here isn't the right kind of soil because it's very clayey. So I'm going to be filling mine with things that I know will be more suitable for blueberries, you know, things that are, you know, more acidic. And I've actually purchased a little bit of ericaceous topsoil to give that a little bit of a helping hand. is if I just planted blueberries straight into the ground here, I might really struggle for them to be successful. So a little bit more just in and around. Yeah, a lot of people realise that some packaging that you get nowadays is actually compostable, which is, you know, quite handy for various jobs. I've used these for all sorts of things. I've used these in my pots actually when I'm trying to keep them watered. If I've not got any capillary matting, so they've doubled up for things like that. So all these things you get, you know, you can use them for things. That one off a little bit. I'd rather have a bit more inside my bed. There we go. Just trying to fill the gaps a little bit. Where I've got little gaps, I've got a bit of a gap there, so I'm going to pop a bit there. So like I say, it's just to kind of give me a bit of a head start with trying to suppress the weeds. So I'm now going to start layering up my beds to fill them, ready to plant. So I've got a mixture of straw from my chickens. Unfortunately, I think you know that I lost my chickens recently, but I still kept some of the straw to compost, and some other compostable bits which I'm going to put in the bottom. Easier just to dump it in. So that's going to be the start of my raised bed. Like I said, you don't need to fill it all with compost because it costs too much money. If you've got stuff that's from your composter, it's good. You could even put stuff in there that isn't that composted down. There we go. So that's a good start. I'll just spread that all around. That will all break down and create some wonderful growing medium for my plants. I've also got some manure. We're very fortunate here, we do get manure delivered at our allotment. So this is another added thing to help. Wheel that in. So with the blueberries, they need, you know, quite acidic soil, so the manure is absolutely perfect. So I'll be putting a few wheelbarrowfuls of this in, that's for sure. Now don't forget, you can win one of these Vegega beds, and it will be at the end on how you can enter that amazing competition to win something for free. But just to summarise what I've done so far, we've obviously built the bed, we've laid it up, so we had that great big bag full of straw from the chickens that we put in the bottom. We did 3 wheelbarrowfuls of horse manure, and we've done 1 wheelbarrow full of our own compost from our own composters. So this is free, don't forget, if you've got your own compost. That's a really good thing to do. But there is a link for you if you want to see how you can make your own compost. We put a link in the description and also on the screen as well. And the last thing I'm going to do now, like I said, I'm going to be putting blueberries in here, so we need soil that is quite acidic. So I've actually bought some topsoil, ericaceous soil instead. So I'm just going to pop this on the top, even it out, and then I can put the blueberries in. So how cool is that? So this really hasn't taken that much time at all. I must say, when I first started doing it and I started filling it, I did think it was going to take ages and ages. There have been 2 of us doing it, so I haven't been doing it on my own. But it hasn't been that difficult at all. It's really been quite an easy process. So I've just got into these bags. Now, one thing I did do is when I'd layered it up, I did tread it down a little bit because it will sink down. I didn't want it to sink down loads and then get a shock one day when it had dropped like loads after I planted things. So after I put the manure in, I did walk around it and compress it down a little bit. So the other good thing about putting the manure in, it's really, really warm, so it's really going to help stuff grow. So that's another added benefit. So one benefit of obviously putting the bags in here is you don't have to shovel it all in. Much easier way of doing it. And in fact, when we were doing the wheelbarrows, if you can have 2 of you doing it, And we did start shoveling it in, but it was a heck of a lot easier just to get one person to hold one side of the wheelbarrow and someone to hold the other side of the wheelbarrow and just lift it and tip it in that way. Obviously being really careful not to knock it on your new raised bed, but it was a lot easier than we thought doing that. So there we go. That's our lovely raised bed filled to the top and all ready for me to pop my blueberries in. So, just even that out a little bit. Break out any lumps. I'm quite excited. Not sure how many blueberries I'm going to get this year. It'd be ever so lovely if I got a few. I do love blueberries. So I've got 3 varieties here. I've got one called a blueberry blue crop. We'll pop that one there. We also have a blueberry duke. That one can go there. And the other one is blueberry Elliot. So we've got a mixture of different varieties to mix it up a little bit. They all come at slightly different times of the year, so it's nice to try different things. So there we go. I've got to say, I've got an immense amount of satisfaction putting these blueberries in now after building this raised bed. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Like I said, we are going to show you how to enter the competition very, very soon. So the blueberries are in, and all I'm doing now is just giving them a quick water. So there we go. So now down to the competition. Now it's really easy to win the competition. You don't really have to do that much, you'll be pleased to know. All you need to do is go over to the Instagram account of Vegega, which we will put in the description, and please follow them. That's your first step. The next step is if you can like and subscribe to my channel, that'd be really awesome. And the last bit of the process is in the comments if you'd like to win one of these raised beds, and the one that they are giving away, and it's Vegega giving it away, is a similar size to this, so it's the same width, but the height is half the size. So it's very similar to this, just half the height. And you will need to put in our comments the words Vegega garden, and then we will pick at random in 2 weeks' time who the lucky winner is. Now, good luck everybody. Now, obviously you don't have to enter the competition, and you can just put some comments if you want to ask some questions too. But if you'd like to enter the competition, then good luck to everyone involved.